When we think of Power Rangers, one thing immediately comes to mind: the Red Ranger. They're the leader, the anchor of the team, and often the character that embodies the core ideals of what it means to be a Ranger. But what does it really take to be a good Red Ranger? Let's dig into this by looking at some of the most iconic Red Rangers in the history of Power Rangers. Jason Lee Scott, the original Red Ranger; Tommy Oliver, the Zeo Red Ranger; Andros, the Red Ranger from Power Rangers in Space; and Troy Burrows, the Megaforce Red Ranger. Along the way, we'll explore all the traits that set them apart and the qualities that they all share. Let's get into it. This video is in paid partnership with BetterHelp. Let's be honest, starting a new year can feel overwhelming. There's this pressure to make big, dramatic changes right away, and if you're like me, you might even feel stuck, like somehow you're falling behind in life. Last year I found myself constantly comparing where I was to where I thought I should be, and that anxiety just built up. But here's the thing, a therapist can help. They work with you to untangle all those external pressures from what you actually value. For me, therapy helped break down those vague feelings of being behind into real, addressable goals. My therapist and I created a timeline that wasn't about anyone else's expectations, just mine. And honestly, learning to measure progress on my own terms has been life-changing. BetterHelp makes starting therapy easy. You fill out a simple questionnaire and get matched with a credentialed therapist in as little as a few days. The whole process is online, so it's convenient and works around your schedule. Plus, if you don't click with your therapist, switching is easy and free. Start fresh any day of the year with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/the6th-ranger to get 10% off your first month of therapy. One of the most obvious traits every Red Ranger needs is strong leadership. It's practically in the job description. They're the ones who call the shots in battle, rally the team, and act as the glue that holds everything together. Let's take a closer look. With Jason Lee Scott, the original Red Ranger from Mighty Morphin, he really set the standard for what it means to be a Red Ranger. He wasn't just strong, he was the definition of dependable. When the team faced Rita Repulsa's monsters, Jason's calm demeanor and confidence helped the team stay focused. Think about episodes like Green with Evil, where Jason had to lead the team against Tommy when he was under Rita's spell. Jason's ability to stay composed under pressure made him the natural choice for being a leader, something that continues on as a trait through all of the Red Rangers. Tommy Oliver. When Tommy eventually became the Zeo Red Ranger, he had already proven himself as both the Green and White Ranger, already leading the team. It just made perfect sense to make him the Red Ranger going forward. But what made Tommy's leadership unique was his experience. He was already a seasoned veteran by the time he donned the red suit, and he led with pure wisdom. In episodes like King for a Day, Tommy showed his ability to inspire loyalty and trust, even when the situation seems dire. Andros was a bit different. As the Red Ranger in Power Rangers in Space, he started off as a lone wolf. His leadership grew out of necessity as he learned to trust his new team. One of the most powerful moments was in Countdown to Destruction, where Andros made the gut-wrenching decision to have to destroy Zordon's energy tube to save the universe. That level of sacrifice defines what it means to lead. Being able to do the things and make the choices that nobody else can do. Now, looking at Troy, while Megaforce isn't necessarily the most loved series, Troy's leadership had its moments as well. He was the epitome of determination, often reminding his team to keep fighting no matter what the odds are. His speech in the episode The Wrath encapsulated his resilience and unwavering belief in the power of teamwork. Red Rangers are known for putting themselves on the line for their team and the greater good. Their courage is often unmatched, and they're often the first to charge into danger. We've seen Jason nearly lose his own powers while trying to stop Tommy from losing his. He always puts the mission above his own safety, showing that true courage isn't about being fearless, but about acting despite the fear. Tommy's courage is legendary. As the Red Zeo Ranger, he faced personal challenges, like the episode Brother, Can You Spare an Arrowhead, where he confronted his own family's legacy. Tommy's bravery wasn't just about fighting monsters, it was about facing his own insecurities, something that a leader must be willing to do. Again, with Andros, I'm going to use the same example, the willingness to sacrifice his own mentor and the mentor of many other Rangers, a mentor that meant so much to so many, sacrificing Zordon to save countless lives. That's courage on literally a cosmic scale. Troy's courage comes through in the never-give-up attitude that he displays. Despite being new to leadership and facing pretty overwhelming odds, he constantly stepped up. Being a leader isn't just about giving orders, however, it's about understanding your team and even building them up. Every Red Ranger excels at fostering camaraderie and trust in different ways. But when we look at examples of each of these Red Rangers, we can hopefully get an idea of how these attributes are important to the Red Suit. Jason's relationship with his team was built on mutual respect. He knew when to push his teammates and when to just support them. His friendship with both Zach and Kimberly, as well as his mentorship of Billy, showcased his emotional intelligence. He wasn't just there to boss people about and show that he was brave and fearless and charge into battle. He knew when to support his friends and when to help them. And by the time Tommy became the Red Ranger, he was a master of bringing people together. He was the heart of the team, often serving as a mediator when tensions arose. He had such a calming nature, which, of course, possibly came from Jason David Frank, but it certainly shone through in Tommy's character. Andros' journey from lone wolf to team player was one of the most compelling arcs in all of In Space, and to be honest, probably my favourite arc in all of Power Rangers. I genuinely think that Power Rangers in Space has the best seasonal arc. Anyway, he learned to open up and trust his team, even forming deeper bonds like a relationship with Ashley. The transformation made him a more relatable and effective character. And let's be honest, he's one of the few Power Ranger characters that shows true character development throughout its season. And as he begins to trust his team, we get to see why he is a Red Ranger. Contrasting that with Troy, while his character development certainly isn't as deep as others, he still showed moments of empathy, particularly in his encouragement of Jake and the rest of the team. His belief in their potential kept the group united. Let's face it, Red Rangers are usually the most skilled fighters on the team. Their physical prowess and combat skills often set the tone for a Ranger's success. At the end of the day, Power Rangers are essentially superheroes, and without some form of combat ability, their leadership skills are essentially useless. Jason is the perfect example of this. As not only a leader but a true martial artist, his skills were second to none. His battles against Goldar and other foes are some of the most iconic fights in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Of course, let's not forget his fights with Tommy, who is introduced to the Power Rangers through a martial arts tournament, where we get to see that Jason is a skilled fighter without the use of his powers. An asset that I think is extremely important to any Power Ranger, let alone a red one. And as mentioned, Tommy was probably the only Ranger that could get anywhere near Jason in terms of martial prowess. In their fight when he's introduced to the Rangers initially in the martial arts tournament, the fight actually ends in a draw, showing just how formidable Tommy is. Of course, there was the legendary battle between the Red and Green Ranger when Tommy was under Rita's spell, and again, he shows just how dangerous he can be. As the Red Zeo Ranger, his combat skills were often the key to victory in some of the major battles. Andros' fighting style was a lot more grounded and utilitarian, reflecting his upbringing in space. He was a strategist as much as he was a fighter, using his skills to outtink his enemies. Victory doesn't always come down to brute force, sometimes outthinking the enemy is the path to victory. Troy's fighting style then, again, kind of leaned into his determination and grit. While maybe not as flashy or skilled naturally as Jason or Tommy, he definitely proved his strength in episodes like Endgame, where he faced overwhelming odds with relentless resolve. One of the most enduring traits of any Red Ranger is their ability to inspire others. Red Rangers don't just lead their teammates, they have a legacy that impacts future Rangers and fans alike. Jason's return in episodes like Forever Red highlight the respect and admiration he earned as the original Red Ranger. His leadership set the bar for every Red Ranger who followed. Tommy's legacy as a Ranger spans multiple teams and eras. His mentorship of future Rangers, especially as Dr. O in Dino Thunder, showcases how his influence extended far beyond his time as the Red Zeo Ranger. And again, Andros' actions in Space didn't just save the universe, they marked the end of the Zordon era, shaping the future of Power Rangers as a whole. His courage inspired a new generation of Rangers to step up and face cosmic threats. That's what a true Red Ranger is. Now, while Troy's series may not have been anywhere near as impactful as these, his determination to unite the legendary Rangers in the legendary battle reminded viewers of the enduring power of teamwork and perseverance, something that may not have been possible without him. So, what is it that defines a Red Ranger? It's a combination of leadership, courage, empathy, and skill. Each Red Ranger brings their own flavor to the role, but the best ones share these core traits. Jason set the standard, Tommy refined it, Andros redefined it, And then even Troy and others contributed their own unique strengths to the legacy. Red Rangers aren't just leaders, they're symbols of hope, determination, and unity. Whether they're fighting Rita Repulsa, the Machine Empire, Astronomer, or the Warstar aliens, Red Rangers remind us of what it means to step up and lead when it matters most. So the next time you see that flash of red spandex, remember, being a Red Ranger isn't just about wearing the colour. It's about embodying the spirit of the team and inspiring everyone to be the best version of themselves. And that's a legacy worth celebrating. Let me know in the comments, my friends, what you think it means to be a Red Ranger. And if you enjoyed this video, would you like to see similar videos on different colours? What it means to be a Green Ranger, for example. I'd really like to make those videos, so if it's something you guys want to see, then be sure to comment down below. I do apologise for the lack of content on this channel recently. It's very hard to keep up with everything we do. Between all of our channels, the Broken Sword, the Tabletop Alliance, the 6th Ranger of course, the Batcave and more, it's very, very difficult to keep making regular content for them all. Especially as we also own a gym, a high street retail store, and of course have families of our own as well. So life just gets in the way sometimes. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. We've also moved our office and studio within the last 3 months, and we'll be moving it again next month. Yeah, it's a long story, and if you guys want to know more about it, maybe I can jump on a live stream at some point and answer some questions. Again, let me know if that's something you want to see. But as always, I'm not going anywhere. I will be back to talk Power Rangers. There's some stirrings going on behind the scenes, by the sounds of it, for the Power Rangers world, and hopefully we'll get some very exciting news very soon. As always, thank you very much for listening to me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Have a great day. May the power protect you, and I'll see you next time on the 6th Ranger.